What's up, Mob Crew? I'm Chris, and today's short video is breaking down each item that they seized from Kohberger's residence in Pullman, Washington. Let's get started. Starting with the first item seized from his home would be the one nitrile type black glove. These are your typical basic disposable gloves that you use for cleaning. Apparently he was seen wearing these kind of gloves when he was throwing his trash away when he moved over to his parents' residence, and he was actually throwing his trash into his neighbor's yard. But apparently he was seen wearing these type of gloves. Apparently, so they retrieved one of these gloves. Most likely it had been used. The second item is a Walmart receipt with one Dickies tag. Walmart does have Dickies clothing such as pants, shirts, and also ski mask, which would look like this. And as you can see, you'd may be able to make out his bushy eyebrows on this design here. They also recovered two Marshall receipts. Marshall's is a home and goods store. Basically, he's got a clothing line. He could have maybe got the dark clothing at Marshall's, such as the pants and a jacket, and then maybe the ski mask from Walmart. The fourth one is a dust container. So it's the container itself from Abyssal Power Force vacuum. I've owned quite a few of these vacuums. They're pretty cheap and they're light. Walmart sells them. They recovered the container, which is this part here, which is obviously where everything gets sucked up into. So it looks like they retrieved the contents of the container here. So it looks like they recovered 8 possible hair strands. Now they use two different terms. They use possible hair and possible hair strands, and we'll talk about the difference. But I believe this 8 possible hair strands most likely came from a clump, most likely somewhere from like such as a sink where hair clumps up, and they got 8 hair strands, and the strands are full hair strands. Number 6 is a fire stick, like an Amazon Fire TV stick with cord and plug. This is kind of interesting. You plug this into your TV if it doesn't have like a Roku or Amazon built into it, and you can use the internet, YouTube. And so it looks like they took this, get possibly data from it, and see what he was watching and browsing. Next, we have one possible animal hair strand. This could have been taken from the dust container, but this is interesting in regards to if he did come in contact with Murphy, the dog. Dylan, who was one of the surviving roommates, did say that one of the first things she heard is what sounded like Kaylee playing with the dog, and that could have been most likely Bryan Kohberger. When he went up to the 3rd floor, he went to Kaylee's bedroom first, opened up the door, and was in contact with the dog, and there was some kind of hair transfer onto his clothing. Murphy is a golden labradoodle, and this could have came from the Bissell dust container. Now next we have 8 through 10. This is a different wording as it doesn't have the strand at the end. Speaking with Steve from True Crime Web, who worked in forensics and stuff like that, he thinks this could mean the difference between hair strand and just possible hair is this is not the full hair strand, it's just part of a hair. So it may not have the root, so it may be just half of the hair. Here on number 11, again, we use possible hair strand, which would most likely indicate a full piece of hair, unlike the possible hair without the strands. So this would be a whole hair strand with the root, as we can see here, would be the root. And so this is most likely the possible hair strand, and the possible hairs are most likely maybe the hair without the root or just not a full piece of hair. That makes sense. And could have most likely came from the dust container as well. Number 12, we have the computer tower. Of course, they will try to take any data in browsing history, social media, everything that they could possibly take to see if he was somehow stalking the victims beforehand. Number 13, which is A, B, and C, seem to be obviously all together. This is some taken from the bedding. Number 1, it says collection of dark red spot collected without testing. B has 2 cuttings from uncased pillow of reddish brown stain, could be blood. And C is 2 top and bottom mattress cover packaged separately, both labeled C, multiple stains, 1 tested. So the dark red spot could have been somewhere on the bedding itself that they took out. The 2 cuttings from an uncased pillow. Usually an uncased pillow is something kind of like your throw pillow that doesn't have a case on it. I assume in this case, this is just an uncased pillow like a throw pillow and not a pillow that had a case over it, because if it did at the time, I would assume they would have mentioned a pillowcase as well. The fact that they don't mention a pillowcase leads me to believe that this is just taken from an uncased pillow, or throw pillow as we would call them. So they took 2 pillows that each have a stain on them. And the final one is 2 top and bottom mattress cover packaged separately, both labeled C, multiple stains. So mattress cover, top and bottom, with apparently blood stains on each of them. So this is very interesting. This could be your bed cover with the sheet over it. Both of those are what they're talking about. But it's interesting that they recovered blood from his bedding. Could have been from him forgetting to wash after him getting home from taking the lives of the students and had blood on him. Maybe in his hair and he didn't rinse. Maybe he just took off his clothing, washed his arms, and forgot to clean his face or his head. Or could he had an injury? If it was on the pillows, you would think then somewhere on his head area, or it could be if he slept with his hands like this. We did notice it looks like it could possibly be a cut on his arm here that could have came from that. So it's possible that the blood could come from him or the victims. So I'm sure they'll find out through the blood testing. But so that is all the items that they have retrieved from his home, at least what they've mentioned in the search warrant. I hope this clears up any kind of confusion. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments down below. Please leave a like, share the video. Please subscribe if you're new to the channel, and thank you so much for watching.